What's up, family? Welcome back. Welcome back to Jersey Boy Reviews. I finally back on YouTube. I know I've been saying for a while that I'm gonna come back, but this time is for real. I'm gonna start off the resuscitation of Jersey Boy Reviews with a new segment. I'm thinking about calling it New Jersey Steelers. This segment is pretty much going to be just football and focusing on my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm still kind of working on the name. So for now, we're still working on New Jersey Steelers. So let me know if you guys have an idea for a name. Definitely let me know in the comment section below. And wow, it feels really good to be back. I am so happy to be on the mic. And I thought I would come back with actually like a movie review or an anime review or anything like that. But preseason is here. The Steelers have my heart, and I'm just ready to go with episode 1. Guys, we're going to start off with the good, bad, and the ugly. Let's start off with the good that I saw. Everyone can be happy about our first showing, the super dynamic and deep weapons that we've acquired and molded. Everyone online is ranting and raving about George Pickens and Kenny Pickett's of the world. And hey, so am I. I'm super excited to see these guys. I'm not here to poo-poo them. I'm just here to shift your attention to what made these showings possible. And I know it's a boring subject that no one really likes to talk about, but we have to give these guys their flowers. And I'm talking about the O-line. This 2020 O-line appears to be leaps and bounds better than the 2021 O-line and that decrepit veteran O-line we had back in 2021 and 2019. Whether it was the first, second, or third team O-line, they were able to buy all of our QBs another second or two to look down the field at the first, second, and even third read options. That was either due to QB mobility, which we haven't had in a while, or just the ability to step up in the pocket. And that's pretty much all due to the big uglies up front. That pass protect, that run block was all in sync. McFarland had a day, so did Master Teague and the QBs, Pickens, Boykins, Gunner, Oshevsky. This was all possible because the guys up front did their jobs. Yeah, of course, they had their mistakes, but it's just game 1 of the preseason. But wow, you can't help but be optimistic about this offensive line and the possibilities that can unfold. I was pleasantly surprised with how Anthony McFarland played. I was one of those guys that was extremely down on him, and I wanted the Anthony McFarland experiment to be done and over with. For me, he was always hurt. He never really seemed to fit the running back mold. He never really hit the open holes. Well, the few and far between holes that the 2021-2020 Lions gave him. He also had a running in place problem. He would just chop his feet and pretty much not go anywhere. So with this new revamped O-line, it looks like I might have grossly misjudged Anthony McFarland. And I'm coming around to him and giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he looked the way he did because of that horrendous run blocking that we had before. So yeah, Ant Mac, he definitely had a coming out party, and I'm so happy to be proven wrong. Ant Mac also did great on special teams too. Anthony McFarland has that blazing speed. Master Teague the third, what an awesome name. He was able to run in between the tackles. He has great vision. And that 4th or 5th or even 6th camp darling that we have this year, the undrafted Jaylen Warren. Wow. Reports have been coming out of camp left and right about this guy. He is a bruiser, a no-nonsense, old-school running back. He kind of reminds me of D'Angelo Williams a bit. So all the running backs I'm very impressed with so far. To be completely honest, I don't watch much college football, so I wasn't up on my Connor Hayward stats and info like everyone else. But wow, this guy has some soft hands. It looks like he has pillows for hands, the way the ball just lands right in there. The reports from camp for Connor Hayward is that Matt Canada has been using him as a gadget guy and having him all over the place, sort of like what the Saints do with Taysom Hill. I feel bad for Kevin Rader and Zach Gentry. I really do like both of these tight ends, but if this kid keeps playing the way he's playing, pretty much like in the Swiss Army knife role, he can do a little bit of everything, so it'll always keep the defense guessing and on their toes. Once Connor Hayward hits the field, he just adds another wrinkle, and and I do believe he's definitely going to move up in the depth chart. So we'll see what happens with Zach Gentry and Kevin Rader. All right, let's talk about QBs. Mitch Trubisky. It's not surprising that he was able to get the ball down the field. I don't know why everyone is so down on him. I was really pumped when we got him. He was kind of solid in Chicago. He got them to the playoffs, and he even made a Pro Bowl over there. As dysfunctional as the Bears are, he did do all that. And listen, anyone that suits up for the Bears is going to look bad from time to time. I just hope that Mitchell Trubisky keeps proving me right. Mason Rudolph, it appears to me that he's either going to be staying at QB2 or going down the depth chart to QB3 status. He is the veteran of the group, so he should have the upper hand compared to Trubisky and Pickett. He's been on the Steelers the longest and knows the Matt Canada offense more than they do. But I've come to terms with it. Mason does have a ceiling, but I do like the way he recovered after that bad snap. Kenny Pickett. I just can't help but smile when I talk about this guy. Wow, what a debut for a rookie. He definitely electrified the crowd. The crowd was screaming his name. It looked like a WWE crowd. Just Kenny, Kenny, Kenny. Guys, the kid threw for 95 yards, went 13 of 15, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. You really can't get better than that for a debut. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen between him and Mitch, who is going to cement themselves as the unquestionable quarterback one. One thing that I noticed that no one seems to be talking about is that we actually scored in the first quarter. Do you guys remember in the past 2 to 3 seasons, scoring in the first quarter, it just wasn't happening with Big Ben at the helm for whatever reason. So scoring in the first quarter is so refreshing. We don't have to wait for the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter for the offense to finally get it going. Another thing when it comes to the scoring aspect is that we scored over 20 points in this game. I think we averaged 20.2 points per game in the 2021 campaign and about the same in the 2020 campaign. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we probably scored about the same or even lower than that. So 2021 and 2020 were really rough. That's a horrible average for any NFL team, especially damning for the Steelers, who are great with drafting receivers. And this all goes back to the offensive line providing the help and the time for our quarterbacks to make their reads. And now the bully, George Pickens. Is there anything else more that I can say about this guy that hasn't already been said? You'll hear it here first. Offensive Rookie of the Year for George Pickens. That is if Kenny Pickett doesn't go in and he gets it. I mean, the kid is just a monster. George Pickens is a beast. And I know I'm probably going to get some hate for saying this comment, but just hear me out. I'm not saying he is, but he reminds me of Lynn Swann. Like I said, I'm not saying he is, but he just reminds me of him in the aspect of that he has this extreme body control and just contortion when he's in the air. He totally reminds me of Swanee. Pickens just looks like a gymnast out there. And actually, I'm really excited for him for next year once he has a season under his belt. Will he beat out Deontay Johnson for that wide receiver 1 spot? So I just can't wait to see what happens. Can you imagine George Pickens as 1, Deontay as 2, Chase as 3? Oh my goodness. It's just going to be a cheat code. Special teams was great. Sims broke that long one. I thought he was going to take it the distance on that play. Oddly enough, we didn't see Gunnar Olszewski on special teams. Or at least I might have missed him. But I don't remember seeing Gunnar out there. McFarland did really well on special teams. As a team, I think we had about 185 yards overall. So I'm going to give the offense pretty much an A- for the overall performance. Khalil Davis, number 68, with that hit stick tackle to close out the game was spectacular. And on defense as well, good job to Henry Mondeau for the team's first sack of the night. So let's move on to the bad. I don't know if this is bad or not. I'll let you guys decide. The depth on our wide receiver and running back rooms is incredible. I don't know how we have all these great skill position players, but we do. The current roster is about 90 man. So yeah, I think we're still at 90 man. Yeah, 90-man roster, and we have to whittle it down to 53. And without that 4th preseason game, I feel like we aren't giving everyone a fair shot to show what they have. Just look at the amount of receivers we have. Miles Boykins has hands like a steel trap. He made that awesome play, and I really thought he was going to drop it, but he did not let it go all the way down to the ground. And he also made a great play on special teams. We didn't even get to see the wide receiver Calvin Austin that I was really excited about. He had a foot injury, I think, on Friday, which is why Gunnar Olszewski was playing so much in the first. By all reports, Calvin Austin has some blazing speed, like faster than Ray McLeod, if you guys remember him. From all reports, he's been cooking our defensive backs in training camp. Gunnar Olszewski did great and scored our first touchdown. He's on special teams too, but unfortunately we didn't see him on special teams, or at least I didn't. We also have George Pickens, Cody White, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. You know, we're just stacked. Running backs, we have Najee, Benny Snell, who according to all reports has been looking great in training camp so far. McFarland, like I said, surprised me today. We have Jalen Warren, Master Teeth III, Steven Sims, who had 2 to 3 great plays today. Mateo Durant was also out there, but I think we only saw him for like a play or two. He's been a camp darling, but we just didn't really see much of him today. So what I'm saying is that we have a lot of quality guys, and I think it's just a shame to stuff them in practice squad or cut them, or maybe get something for them out there if we trade them or whatever. People say it's a good problem to have, but you know, at the end of the day, it's still a problem having all these quality pieces. So what do you do with all these guys now? Let's kind of pivot to the defense. I'm still kind of worried about the run defense, to be honest. You guys can tell me, yeah, this is just our depth pieces sprinkled in with some starters, second stringers, and whatever. But hey, the offense looks great under the same circumstances. We got gashed for 160 yards on the ground. So yes, I'm still pretty concerned about the run defense. We did get 3 sacks, so that was great. Can someone explain to me what is going on with Devin Bush? He looks like a statue out there. Again, I thought him coming off the knee injury, what is it now, 2 years now, that he readjusts and return, you know, to rookie form. He looks exactly the same as last year. I don't think he even showed up on the box score tonight. I hate to give the job to Spillane, but if you're not going to try and at least shed a block, you know, you're just a giant liability out there. I was so looking forward to seeing him bounce back and working with Brian Flores. I thought this was the year he's going to get back into rookie form and just be spectacular. But truth be told, he does look the same as last year. Just a statue out there. So here's us crossing our fingers for a better showing next week. Like I mentioned before, I'm kind of done with Mason. He's a vet, but he's still making rookie mistakes. I get it. It's the preseason, but at least 1 or 2 of his passes should have been intercepted tonight. He threw 2 balls today, one into double coverage and the other one was in triple coverage. He just didn't look clean out there. Derek Tuska had no pass rush tonight. He's usually pretty good when he spells out TJ. Buddy Johnson had 6 solo tackles, which is good. He showed up on the box score. But to my eye test, I don't know. It just seemed like he was getting burned the entire night. He just didn't look good to me out there. And who knows? Maybe I have to go back and rewatch the tape. But I don't know. It just didn't seem like he fit. He looked kind of slow out there. But it is preseason. But I am going to keep my eye on Buddy Johnson. Cody White, he caught that, 3 and 8 pass from Pickett. He was chopping his feet too much. He was like on 3rd and 7. I yelled at the TV, just go. He was chopping his feet out there, a lot like McFarland did in his first couple of years. Just get the ball. Don't come to a full stop. Look around you, and then you decide to go. So come on, Cody. You got this. I think Kevin Dotson kind of got beat out for his job by Kendrick Green. You know, the poor guy's just injured again. They're hoping he plays next week, but if Green keeps playing the way he is, it looks like Dotson, a.k.a. the do-rag, is just going to be his backup. Oh, and one thing about Kendrick Green, he looks so much better at guard than he ever did at center. Wow, what a difference a position change makes. Now, let's shift into the ugly. We have some injuries in the secondary. Again, if you guys are not keeping up with training camp, we have had a few injuries to our secondary. DeMonte Casey, Akela Witherspoon, and Carl Joseph were all injured today. Carl Joseph was seen walking with a walking boot, I think on his left foot. Minka's coming back from that wrist injury, from that bike accident that he had a few weeks back. So hopefully we can get most of these guys back, if not all of them back in the next coming weeks or so. I am a defensive guy. I love defense, so it hurts me to really criticize them. But 25 points, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little jaded because I'm used to seeing the first teamers out there. But 25 points just seems like a lot. It looks like we just gave up a lot to the Seahawks. But all in all, we got the W, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Just hopefully these guys can brush up on their technique and execute a bit better for next week, and we can just build off that. All in all, I give this game an A-. Coaching was good, special teams and offense showed out today. I wanted a bit more splash out of the defense, but those splash plays come in bunches, so we know we'll get them sooner or later. Unfortunately, we didn't even have an INT this game, but like I said, they usually come in bunches. So I know we'll pick it up and we'll get some more later on the line. I think that's it for today. It's great to be back. It's great to be back on YouTube. And I wanted to say that I've missed you guys, and it feels great to be back on the microphone. Just bear with me while I get back into YouTube form again as well. So guys, I'm just going to ask you for a favor. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It'll really help me out. So until next time, guys, my name is Julian, signing off from Jersey Boy Reviews. We ride.
I will fulfill our destiny. Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. I'll show them the power of the darkness.